Hello, 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 I've come here to deliver you from all your doubts and settle once and for all which specs are going to be OP coming into Shadowlands. What you've always wanted to know, what do I need to roll, so I'm gonna be topping the meters in Mythic Plus and topping the meters in Raids and getting 3k in Arena.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents?
This madness has gone on for long enough. We need to have a talk, me and you, about this, okay? You guys need to understand that right now nobody is able to tell you or have enough insight to predict which of the specs are going to be the strongest. Everything you're reading or hearing is just pure conjecture, okay? Every time you open a video like this one, hoping to be told roll this because it's OP, you're getting debated. Okay, just like you get injubated when you click this one. Except this one is for the right reasons, to inform you. The other debating is bad, because it's gonna tell you shit and wrong stuff. Okay, right now, if you don't have the beta and you don't know, the specs, many specs are broken. Talents are not working, some of them are not even implemented, some of them are placeholders waiting to be fixed. It's been just a few days since Blizzard opened the max level server where you can roll, you can create a max level character and try out all the end game level stuff. Just today and yesterday they are rolling through a next set of changes. They have gone through changes for warrior, red paladin, hunter, shaman, right? So it's constantly changing the balancing. There are, you know, legendaries that aren't working. There is an entire covenant necrolord that isn't even testable right now. It's bugged. Soulbinds are broken. As soon as you set in your soulbinds, as soon as you log out and log back in, the soulbinds are unselected and you basically lose them for the character and you can't try them. Alright, there are no scripts for rotations. Okay, if you were looking for like simulation craft or raid bot sims, they are not there. They're not gonna be there for the entire beta. So you can't even tell from a mathematical standpoint. There is just no way to know. Guys, we have gone over this, okay? We have gone this every expansion, every new tier. There are going to be a bunch of guys that are going to pop into every class Discord, every Reddit thread, every MMO champion thread, every general discussion thread on the official forums, and just go, please, OP spec, OP scap, OP spec, FOTM, 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 OP spec, please. Every time, okay? Every time. Just ask yourselves, how many of you guys played Fire Mage in Uldir or BOD? How many of you played Destro Lock? Okay, Destro, the spec that for over a year was so bad that was only known as Destro Megalo or BM Hunter at the end of BOD. BM Hunter was the only spec that hunters played, and then started scaling so horribly that the hunters just had to go marksmanship, even though marksmanship was just as bad. Right? And these are basically the three strongest specs at the end of this expansion. For this entire tier and a good part of Eternal Palace, these were the three strongest specs, and they were garbage at the start. And people couldn't predict this. You know, with all the information available for them from the previous tiers, with the abilities already there, talents already there, essences already there, people still got bamboozled by this change. I still remember some videos of some top knowledgeable people before Nyalota going, oh yeah, just ignore Hunter, you know, Hunter is dead on arrival, right? Yeah, we're seeing how dead on arrival Hunter is, right? And imagine now that instead of going from one tier to the next in the same expansion, we are going to a completely new expansion. We are getting our lovely borrowed powers taken away, and we are giving new ones, just like in Legion, just like in BFA. So we're going to be losing all this stuff that we already know for basically going completely into the unknown. And just like before, someone will sanctimoniously declare this or that to be OP in a video, in a stream, okay? That person is a self-absorbed clown, okay, who's talking out of his ass, just to satisfy his craving of attention. Okay, just don't fall for the bait. You can play the beta like I am. You can, or if you're a pleb, if you're a peasant who doesn't have the beta access, you can just watch streams and videos. If you want to know how a spec plays, okay, the rotation, the options, the variety, okay, that's good. That you can still do that, but what matters is just don't take the extra step. Just don't go one step further and start asking for numbers. Start asking for power levels, okay? Because they're just not there. And if you're wondering, but hey, I keep seeing videos that are telling me who's the top DPS in Shadowlands, top DPS charts, top DPS rankings, who's the strongest spec. Well, yeah, the reason why you keep seeing them is because obviously there is demand, because there is many people like you who are asking for this. And the content creators who are not dumb are like, well, there is a fuck ton of people asking for this. I don't have the answer, but I might make a I might make a video just because so people are gonna click on it, right? Because they know people will fall for it, right? And that's how it goes. It's just a cycle. The only real advice, okay, the only real pointer you should take for Shadowlands is my advice, which is the OP spec. If you're really if you're really so hell-bent on just rolling an OP spec, statistically speaking, it's gonna belong to the class that has the most options. Okay. If you were at a betting match in whatever game you bet on, you don't bet on the Red Paladin, you don't bet on the Shadow Priest, you bet on Mage, because Mage has 3 specs that can be OP and Ret has 1. So historically, since the dawn of this game, the most OP specs have been Mage, Warlock, Rogue, and then Hunter and Warrior. And this is just because they have more specs to be OP with. Okay, Mage and Warlock are always the safest because they have 3 specs that you can play of the same role, and they are ranged. Then you have Rogue that has 3 specs, just like Mage and Warlock, but it's a melee, so it's slightly less wanted. And then you have Hunter and Warrior that have 2 specs of the same role. Hunter is ranged, so it's even better. Warrior is melee, like Death Knight. The difference is that Warrior has a lot more raid-wide and party-wide buffs. Warrior has the Shout for attack power buff, and it also has Rallying Cry, so it's just better than Death Knight. That is the only advice that is gonna be true in this what's OP, who's gonna be OP, this one, which has been the same for every expansion. Okay? Beyond this, you're just rolling a dice. Okay? Don't expect people to be able to tell you whether or not your single spec class, Shadow Priest, Red Paladin, Windwalker Monk, whatever, will be good or not, because there's just no way to tell. Okay? And also because these specs have rarely been OP for multiple tiers, for multiple expansions in a row. All these Feral Balance, Enhancement, Elemental, etc, etc. These single spec classes, it's very hard for them to stay OP for that long. Except Demon Hunters, obviously. Fuck Demon Hunters.